Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the new Jeep Wagoneer S. This is basically Jeep's Tesla Model Y is one way you could look at it. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Doug Smith Jeep Chrysler here in American Fork, Utah for giving me some time with this Wagoneer S. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. So here's the front storage space, and let's go over the exciting EV specs. So we have 303 miles of electric driving range, 600 horsepower, 617 pound-feet of torque, and this does have fast charging capabilities. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the hood, you guys can see kind of sharp, squared off lines similar to what you normally see in a Jeep. And then I like the headlight design. It's pretty cool looking, very sleek for a Jeep. You still have kind of like the Jeep, again this is EV so you don't have like a full-on grille, but kind of the Jeep grille design. Fog lights are at the bottom, and yeah, overall I mean it really does look like a futuristic, almost like an AI depiction of what a Jeep would be. Tire wheel setup is 235 by 50 by 20. You can see the wheels are completely blacked out. It says Wagoneer there in the center. They're mostly closed off to help out with aerodynamic efficiency. We've got those nice painted fender flares, Wagoneer there on the side. Got the blacked out mirror cap. And then there's a side profile. This leads us to the key fob where we have our lock and unlock function, remote start. We got the opening here for the hatch. You got the Jeep logo there on the back. I don't know why it didn't. I guess the first time I didn't press it properly. In terms of space, this seems like it's similar in size to like a Jeep Cherokee, almost like in between a Cherokee and a Grand Cherokee. Just to give you guys an idea, but it also sloped in the back, so the vertical space isn't crazy big. Press that and that will lower the hatch right back down. Now taking a look at the taillights, I think the design here is pretty nifty. You can see Wagoneer S there on the side, parking sensors at the bottom. And other than that, that's the rest of the rear. And then let's pop inside. So, you can see there's soft touch trim there at the top, whoops, and down below as well. Automatic for the window, and then electronic door poppers. Here are the seats. Nice trim perforated all down the center. Quickly pop in. Legroom, it's good. Got a little storage pocket. We've got vents here in the back. You can see heated and ventilated seats, USB ports, full outlet. And then headroom back here is also good. This leads us up front. Again, you got that weird door handle, but more soft touch there at the top of the door panel. You got your memory seats, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. All the windows are automatic. The mirrors, again, power fold in. And then here's the front seat, again, perforated all down the center. Power adjustments and everything on the side. You got that to open up the front trunk, steering wheel's power adjustable, and then you've got nice trim here on the dash. So taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see it says Wagoneer there, front and center. We've got practical controls on either side. So for the center screen on the one side, you've got your adaptive cruise control through lane centering on the other side. Got a little turn signal stock there in the back. Full digital gauge cluster, and like most EVs, it lets you know how much range you have, state of the battery as well. And then you can also scroll through and see different bits of info and systems within the car. Pretty standard stuff nowadays. Heads-up display there, as you can see, nice trim all across the dash. 360 camera system, really good resolution with the camera system here. So I think that's a big plus. And then as for the infotainment system itself, again, this is the same unit you have in other Jeep models. It's quick to respond. For the most part, it does take a second for some of the pages to load up. And you probably also notice heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel, some physical controls all around. Got that for like the parking assist, and the lighting in here is not all that great. Anyways, you do have a passenger screen as well. And then we've got your lower screen here at the bottom. This controls stuff like the massaging seat function, for example. The climate controls are also built into here as well. You guys can see here, this is to turn the car on. You got your little dial shifter, and then we have our drive mode select. This has a sand, snow, eco, auto, and sport mode. So yeah, apparently they think you're gonna off-road this a little bit. Some cup holders, you got your auto hold, and then your off-road cruise control. It is a Jeep, I guess. Phone charging pad inside the center console here. Get a nice trim on the top. You got a regular glove box. Camera rear view mirror. Nice headliner here, and then a big sunroof. Here's a quick look at our window sticker. 72,590 is the total MSRP on a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. By the way, I forgot to mention that earlier in the video, but let's see how it performs. Well, let us set off in the Wagoneer S. Jeep's Model Y. This is kind of like a Model Y Performance. Service electronic stability control. Battery regeneration levels unavailable. Don't worry, it's a Jeep thing. I owned a Wrangler 392 for, my goodness, so 2022, and I just sold it. So I owned it for 2.5 years. Put 13,000 miles on it, had no real issues with it. So my experience with Jeep has been very positive. My grandparents owned a couple 90s Cherokees, and they had like, gosh, one of them had like 300,000 miles on it. But they serviced their cars all the time. So seats are comfortable. I like them. I think they've done a good job with that side of things. And Jeep's interiors are nice. Something that since I review so many brands, something that I've noticed about these modern Jeeps is Jeep today is basically what Land Rover was a few years ago in terms of their interior style. So like Land Rover used to have 2 screens, digital gauge cluster. They never had a passenger screen because they'd always put like a glove box up top. But now Jeep has this kind of, in the dial shifter, Land Rover used to have a dial shifter. And so it's like Jeep kind of went and copied Land Rover on a few things, which I find kind of endearing but also hilarious at the same time. Lowered car life, look at that. Look, they have to like go crazy angled. This is why I drive SUVs and not cars. I will say this kind of has a little bit of a, it's not horrible, it's got a little bit of a blind spot. It does have blind spot monitoring, which helps out quite a bit. Let's turn the climate on and get it cool. Man, it is hot. 60 degrees, yes, 60 degrees outside is just balmy. That is hot as can be. It does get up to like 100 degrees in Utah in the summer, but 60 degrees in February is hot. Switch it to, there we go. That's easy enough to use. I'm usually not a fan of touchscreen stuff, but easy enough to use to where I am not frustrated with it. Let's pop it into the sport mode here. Whoa! That is quick. I mean, you heard the power figure, 600 horsepower, so yeah, it's gonna be quick. Man, that punches. Wow, that's impressive. Am I window? Okay, no. There's very little wind noise, but I do hear a bit of road noise. It's not bad. Pretty standard, I'd say. Not bad at all. It's a nice ride. So yeah, this drives like most electric cars. It's got the low center of gravity, so it handles well. It's quick. And it's got the Jeep stuff, right? And I think this is where automakers kind of have to differentiate themselves, just with styling and interior elements, because all the electric cars pretty much drive the same. There's some differences, but they're all pretty similar. Like the only electric car in my mind, there's only a few that drive significantly different, and that's like the Hummer EV or like the Rivian. And that's because they're like trying to be like electric lifted trucks, and so that makes them drive quite a bit different. But like, yeah, you look at this, you look at a Model Y, you look at a Kia EV6, Hyundai Ioniq 5, Subaru Solterra, right? There's differences in power and range and all that, but in terms of like the actual driving dynamics, yeah, you could blindfold someone and put them in any of the cars, and they would be like, oh, this one's quicker, this one's a little bit slower, but they all kind of feel similar. It's really interiors that are the big difference with the electric cars. Yeah, I'm interested to see. Handling on this is, like I said, it's sharp. I'm gonna actually let this Kia get in front of me. Kia drivers are notorious for being a little bit crazy. Love you guys though. Okay. And understand that I'm also at 31% battery, so I'm probably not getting all the juice, but it's still fast. Still kicks in. So let me guys think about the Wagoneer S. I think basically it's just Jeep's Tesla. So if you want a Tesla, but you want it to have Jeep looks and Jeep interior and some Jeep features, the Wagoneer S provides that.